Good day, legends. TJC Sports here. Welcome back to another legendary NRL live stream reaction here. Today, we are welcoming you for the West Tigers versus the Canberra Raiders in round 16 here. Obviously, rocking the mighty Queensland jersey from the Origin game too. And how good was that? Despite you Blues fans wanting to blame the referee, mate. Try your best. Not going to happen here. We've even got a debutant in this one, which should be fun. We're going to crack on with it in a second here once the thing wants to load up for us here. Not going to lie, pretty bang average game for us tonight, but hopefully we can make the most of it as a community here on the channel. For the West Tigers, the visiting team here at Campbelltown Sports Stadium, we have Jareem Bula at fullback with Sunya Taruva and Jarrell Skelton on the wings. Adam Dewey and Stafford Toa will be your centers with Heath Mason and Jerome Luai in the halves. Obviously, there was a point where that was Lockie Galvin. He's obviously mid-season moved to the Doggies, the dog himself that said he'd come to Para. Absolute muppet. In the prop positions, we have Terrell May and Sione Fane. His brother has just signed with the Doggies. And Appy Coppesau at number 9. Fane and Saifaf are in the second row with Twal at lock. Paul, Talon De Silva, Latif Fona, and Jack Bird are on the interchange. Tony Sakara's 18th man. Huge headlines with Talon De Silva today, who has told the Tigers he's on his way out immediately, potentially somewhere else, legend. That's right, Lockie Galvin 2.0, and it's in the exact same season. As for the visiting side, the Canberra Raiders, we have Kayo Weeks at fullback with Jed Stewart, Canberra Raider 404, lighting up on the wing with Xavier Savage. He's playing his first game today, Jed. Also, son, obviously, of Ricky Stewart. Matthew Tomoko and Sebastian Chris are the centers with Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty, who's manly bound next year there in the halves. Josh Papali'i and Joseph Tarpany are your props. Tom Starling at number 9. Hudson Young and Zach King in the second row with Corey Horsburgh, the big red ringer, at lock. Owen Paddy, Simi Sasagi, Morgan Smithies, and Ata Mariota will be your interchange. Noah Martin, 18th man for this one. The battle of Benji Marshall versus Ricky Stewart. Two highly experienced players and decent coaches, if you're to believe their players. Don't believe Lockie Galvin, though. He truly did not believe in Benji. Brianna says, hi. Hello, Brianna. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Tyler, how good was Queensland's win against New South Wales Blues? It was legendary, mate. Raiders by 4, first try scorer, Hudson Young. Hudson Young, mate, I wouldn't mind it, eh? Hudson Young to smash on over here. I do think Laurie Daly will make changes, legend. See you on Sunday. I'm excited to watch the Eels game this Sunday. I am too, mate. I can't wait for it. We'll be vlogging that here on the channel. Remember, legends, we do not stream the Para games for the most part. We vlog them. We won game 2 up the Maroons, mate. But even if we hadn't won game 2 up the Maroons, man. Ricky Stewart's son. Yes, he is, mate. Wayne Bennett versus Craig Bellamy tomorrow night. I can't wait for that, bro. Wayne Bennett, Craig Bellamy. I think Craig will win it, though, based on the team's legend. If Drinkwater was eligible for Queensland, he'll be our fullback 100%. Yeah, but he's not, legend. We can't be working on ifs and maybes. Legends. Hello, Mel. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. One of my favorite viewers that we got here. My favorite was viewer. George Alam says hello. Hello, George. Evening, Jason. Good to have you here, mate. Best of luck with your tip of Raiders 1 to 12 here. Anyways, legends, let's get on with it. It's going to be a cracking game of rugby league here to kick off our average Friday night footy, thanks to Origin. It is the West Tigers and the Canberra Raiders at Campbelltown Sports Stadium, officially underway here on the 10-metre line as we back in here for the opening of round 16. First tackle of the entire round. Joseph Tarpany is on the ground taking a tap in the knee. Over through the middle then, Canberra Raiders stirring the milk around here as they are known as the Milkers. Looking forward to Roosters vs Cowboys Sunday night. That will be good, mate, but we will not be streaming that one, unfortunately, as it is on the same day as the Parramatta Eels, mate. Evening all says Claus. Evening, mate. Hi, Blue, we're robbed. Yeah, JK. Yeah, mate. It's not like decisions didn't go your way in the past in the series. At the end of the day, New South Wales were ill-disciplined and didn't make the most of their chances. I stand by that, legend. Tyler, Rabbitohs have a bad record against Storm, just like Para have a bad record against the Rabbitohs, legend. It's just how life goes sometimes. Fogarty with the clearance in the air. His first big kick of the night here. It goes over to the left. It actually doesn't make many meters. That's actually a pretty poor opening kick, I'm not going to lie, as it ends up in the hands of the Tigers on the wing here, legends. Now with the Tigers rushing forward, will they be able to find a way in this one? Obviously, legends, if you enjoyed the stream, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and yeah, let's keep going with it. West Tigers down the middle here. Obviously, it's been a very chaotic season for the Tigers. Luckily for them, though, it's better than their last 3. They won't be getting the 4 Peter Spoons. Surely not. Watch them completely fall off a cliff after I've said that. Horsburgh completed the tackle there. Got a few boos from the fans just then. He was very unlucky not to be in the starting 17 for the Queenslanders. I do not know why he wasn't. Look, we won, but he really could make an argument that he deserved to be there. Something like him, that ring of that hot-headedness he has just adds to a team. Tigers through the air, it's balling off, and it ends up with Weeks here. He could run for Weeks with the speed that guy has, and the referee's actually going to step in here and give a penalty to the West Tigers. Jeez, this game's looking like it's going to be an attacking game here. Both sides, full of speed. Good pressure there, the Tigers around here, but the little tap there is all they needed here, and in the competition, the Tigers mess it up. Now, here we go. Canberra Raiders from the 40-metre line on their own side here. They tap to the left here. Savage over to Fogarty, who gets it to Josh Papali'i here. Josh Papali'i will push in there. Obviously, for over half his career being called Josh Papali because he never clarified on the subject here, legends, in this one. Obviously, no poll up yet on the channel. We'll get that up for you in just a second, legends, as the Raiders fly over to the left here with Josh Papali'i. Just taking the tackle there from, I was going to say Galvin, but Galvin's gone. It's Seifaf. Run to the left then. Hudson Young, Liam's first try scorer for tonight, taking the hit. Who is winning, legends? Let us know on the poll. Officially coming up now. Boom, boom, boom. Got to make it grammatically correct. Fogarty goes over to the edge here. Boom, the poll is up. It's a bit of a risk here, a bit of bouncing, a bit of uncertainty, and a bit of a dog's breakfast. Look at that. Would the cow be in the dog's breakfast? Who knows? Right. Zach Hosking there, messing it up a little. Time off, you wait till you go call. Luai's not happy. Round to the middle here. I think the Raiders will finish as minor premiers this year, says Liam Pritchard. They could, mate. They could. You never know, legend. It's a possibility. It's out there in the realms of it, legend. I wouldn't call it guaranteed, though. To begin it all off, most people, actually not most people, everyone has tipped the Raiders right now. Nobody's tipping the Tigers at the moment. Poor Tigers. They're probably never going to get somebody trusting them after the last 3 seasons. Coruscant, through the middle. Tigers is priority number 9. Still a really strange decision for them to let their juniors constantly go for these older players no one wants. Terrell May, another player that was unlucky, but he was even more unlucky than Horsburgh. He didn't even make it into Origin camp. On the 40 here, Luai clears it on the last to the left here. Oh, plenty of runs there to be made. He winks there. It's around. The Tigers and the Raiders, they juggle between each other. It's up to the ref to make a huge decision here. And there we go. Watching it. Yeah, he just loses that, the Raider. Paul Wickett says, what do you think the score will be? I don't know, mate. 18-16. Honestly, couldn't tell you for certain exactly what this game will be. It's one of those dead rubber games, in my opinion, legend, where it could go either way. Unless you're a Raider or Tiger supporter, in which case, this is the greatest game of the round, greatest game of all time, unbelievable stuff. You should stand by it forever. In fact, I think you should write books about how incredible this is. Big Storm will be right up there. Absolutely, mate. The Storm are always going to be right up there, legend. Where is the option for the poll? I don't care about the game. I'm just here to be mod. Just be a mod then, legend. I don't. If you don't care about the game, you don't care about the game, man. That's life. Canberra Raiders on the halfway line over to the left. All I see these guys are as a team that Parramatta's going to win against in the next few weeks. The Canberra Raiders. That's all they are to me. Starling to Fogarty. Gets it over to Young here. Hudson Young with a forceful run. Hudson Young takes the tackle and goes down. Tyler, when the State of Origin is finished, run to the NRL Final Series. Exactly, mate. Exactly, Liam. It's going to be legendary. Up the Wast is Paul Wickett. I wonder who you support, man. Up the Wast. Now up the Airs, mate. Oh, it's still going, Dylan. Here we go. The Raiders down the left, and the referee is going to blow his whistle. They're held. a lot of hope, but mostly just anticlimactic ends here. Anticlimax this game, we can call it. Just make the go final. The pros get the go final. We'll see, legend. I don't exactly like throwing out it, man, but we'll see. All right, let's see what crazy mood I'm in on the day. Wires are taking over. They're taking over one city at a time, mate. They are. They're taking over, man. You can't escape them. They're everywhere, legend. All over the place. Beautiful effort on the 20 from Corus. Oh, the Raiders struggling to get that one. Weeks gets it. What a touch. That is remarkable there from the winger. I wonder if we could take a replay at that at some point. That was absolutely brilliant there from the Canberra Raiders. Watch it. Oh! I think his foot was on the line, but the ref doesn't seem to care, really. We're not going to call back to it. Foot was on the line. Probably should have just been a ball to the other team, but okay, there you go. Tigers unlucky there. I bet Tigers fans will be furious with it. I think it was Jed's side that did that. Not bad at all, Jed. Not bad at all. Josh Papali'i here. Held on the 40 now. It's a good clearance in the air over to the right here. And on the 10, it's collected by the West Tigers here. Jareem Miller now rushing forward. Plenty of questions around his future. Will he end up at another team? Will he end up at the Dogs, maybe? I've heard Dogs fans bring that up. Probably not, but it's fun to think about sometimes, isn't it, legends? Speaking of links, obviously Parramatta Eels, they've been linked to Luke Garner. I'm not sure how I feel about that with young forwards coming through, but depth's depth, right? Tyler, did you watch the Under-19s yesterday? I watched it, but I wouldn't say that it was the only thing I was watching, legend. I was doing other things while it was on. Tyler Cameron Munster played like Wally Lewis. No. The true hero of that game was Zach Lomax's elbow, man. Zach Lomax's elbow was the greatest moment in Origin history. He should get a statue with Lewis. He should. West Tigers hold themselves out here. They get a 6 again. I was going to say they get a few more meters to finish it. No. They get a 6 again there. On the 0-0 here. They keep going. Would be the greatest, but not getting ahead of ourselves at this stage. You shouldn't. Nobody should be ahead of themselves at this stage, in my opinion. Until we get to the final rounds even. And even then, I can't even say that at that point you can be fully certain with your side, right? Brilliant there for Seb Chris. The Tigers through the middle. Now Twal. The world absolutely took off when he scored. We go to the left now. Luai gets it over to Bueller. Bueller, he's looking for that pass. He can't find it. He tried to go alone and it didn't work out for him in the end here. Here's Luai now, down the middle here. Goes to 12. Now we've got Terrell May. Round to Taruva. Heads it back. Toa. The Raiders and the Tigers are confused. Raiders take off with speed. The ref comes back here and says, you ain't getting to play this one on, bugger. Not so fast. Get back on your leash, boyo. Double pumps, no look passes galore there. Juggled it like a circus clown. Or I guess a green milk clown. Is that what the white makeup is? Is it just milk spilt on them? Milk clown. I was missing a person named Dom and Lorenzo. Hey, bro, don't forget. Mate, absolutely. Throw them in there, my boy Dom and Lorenzo. Hey, that Aiden guy isn't bad either. We've also got, at least Latu was there, right? I'm pretty sure. Latu. Wally Willis was greatest player. Yes, he was, Liam. True, though, 12 scores his first try. I'm not even mad. Yeah, that was so special, 12 scoring his first try, legend. And then the rest there was no tries besides that. Luai, here he is. It's a low kick. The Tigers and the Raiders. I think the Raiders have stopped the try there. That was a certainty if they weren't in that position to stop the transition. Adam Dewey, the former Canberra Raider, now Tiger, just not quick enough to stop Savage. People praise him for his speed and attack, but you got to remember that speed comes back to defense too. With some of the fastest wingers in the game, of course, the Canberra Raiders are going to be a tough team to beat down the edges. That's why most teams try to bash them through the middle. Raiders go long here over to the halfway line now with Jerome Luai here. Now Terrell May rushing here. Terrell May held on the ground. There he goes. Just saying no one in New South Wales should no one in New South Wales should wear that jersey. And I'm just saying, Legend, that nobody should judge someone for wearing a jersey, mate. How do you like that clause? Andrew says, do you remember last time Eels were at this stadium? It was a good one, mate. It was a good one. Zach Lomax's goal kicking was absolutely shit for New South Wales Blues on Wednesday night. Lovely little run from the Tigers. And there we go. Jareem Buller held right behind the try line. Remember, Godbank used to be Bankwest Stadium. That was the good days, Legend. Some people still call it Bankwest, mate. The men from the capital will be expected to win this game to win comfortably. They will, mate. They will. But you never know. Speaking of which, Jerome Luai, has he found his way over? I don't think he has. He offloads. Terrell May might have a try. Plenty to look out there for Casey in the box. He just strolled along like he was skipping to get his grandmother some food, mate. He's Goldilocks. Goldilocks and the free Tigers passes. Puts it down with his leg, not the arm. Yeah, I get that, Legend, but I don't see why it has to be said at the end of the day, man, because I've explained plenty of times why I'm a Queensland supporter, and not everybody can decide where they live, Legend. So, you know, it's a very unnecessary comment to make, Legend, at the end of the day. Be back in second half. Yep, it is on Channel 9, Legend, so I expect none of the comments that are like, oh, can I watch the game? Can I watch the game? It's on free-to-air, Legends. If you can afford to be watching this screen, you can afford to do that. And here come the Raiders down the left side here on the 30 now. Held out. Canberra Raiders, then over to the left. Goes around here. Held back, then over to the 40. Savage. Pushes onwards and upwards here. As long as Daly is New South Wales coach. New South Wales coach, I doubt Terrell May will ever be picked for New South Wales. His work basically ruined his chances of being picked. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Legend. He won't be picked, but, like, you know, he's probably going to be one of the best players that doesn't get picked, Legend. But a true one. Not so sure what you mean by that, Legend, but all good. It's true. As New South Wales Blues supporter, pick Terrell May for New South Wales. They won't, but... yeah, it would be interesting, Legend. Big Red game 3. I would love Big Red for game 3, man, but that's wishful thinking from the fans, I think. Good kicking down the left here for the Raiders. Could this be the bounce back? Could this be the try they were looking for here? Tapane couldn't pick it up. He kicks backwards here, and they knock it on there. The Tigers, it looks like. Api Coruscant looks in shock over that call. I don't think there was a knock on in there, but... that's just my fault. It seems like the commentators seem to agree with me right now. We might go up to the box here. Captain's challenge. Do you think he lost it? I didn't necessarily see a loss, Legend, but the way that they positioned that, you never know. Imagine it's 0-0 at halftime. I think it's way too early to say that that would be the case, Legend, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it, if that were the case? Nice touch at this stage from Joe Tarpany. Tarpany kicks. Tigers Tarpany. And it goes into... yeah, you play on at that stage once it ends up there. Bit of a weird call here. It goes back off Strange. Did Raiders knock this one on? Is it a Raiders knock on? I think it goes backwards there. And there we go. All right. Okay, challenge. Challenge won't be right. There we go. Penrith follow power. We're a Queensland jersey. When you're born in Victoria, Legend, and you're raised as a Queensland supporter, you don't have to justify it. Now, if you keep going on about it, this is your last warning. You will be timed out. All right, Legend? the end of the day, I'm perfectly within my rights, within my family, to support them. I did not live in Penrith until I was 16. I'm 20 now, but I did not live in Penrith till I was 16. Till then, I was in Melbourne. So I don't need to justify myself, and I will time you out. Anyways, legends, there we go. Joseph Tarpany crashes on over for the Canberra Raiders here, the big old prop, and they will take the lead. 4-0 to the Canberra Raiders. They'll be drinking all the milk. Strong bones tonight from them. Strong bones, legends. Strong bones. You always get a few fickos who type show the game or where can I watch the game. I know. It's ridiculous rugby league history, but you got to deal with them, unfortunately. That's what the Roosters back at the Knights. It is weird that he's back at the Knights, Liam, but I think that it fits better for him to be back at the Knights, legend. I think it's good on him. So, supports Queensland. Yeah, well, I didn't spend my entire life in New South Wales, but, yeah, I get that. Because what do I have to say? His footsteps. Did you, SS Storm fan? Good for you, mate. 36 votes so far on the poll. 69% have gone with the Raiders. 28% have gone with Tigers. 3% have gone with a draw. A draw. That's right, a draw. Well, you know what? This game could scream draw eventually. It really could. If Waz weren't in the comp, I'd support Cowboys or Finns. I'd say Finns if you had to pick, but still. Jamal Fogarty. I know it's weird to see a Victorian that's not into AFL and only likes NRL, but that's just what I am, legends. That's just what I am, and you know that. All right, there we go. Canberra Raiders 6-0 against the West Tigers here. The away team will be flying high. They'll enjoy it. They love it. They love the awayness of it. He'd be arrested. Leave him alone. He doesn't know that. What a moment there for the Canberra Raiders. They're milking it fine. And that's a good one for them. Obviously, legends, we do not have streams on Sunday, but we will have streams on the Saturday. So tomorrow we will have a stream. We'll probably we'll do Rabbitoh Storm 100%. The others we'll see, but we might be able to do Warriors Panthers as well. We will see, legends. We will see. Everything's to be decided. Guess what? Alrighty, legends. There we go. Canberra Raiders over to the left side here. Round they go. Corey Horsburgh, the big redhead Rager there, held on the 40 then. He then goes over to Hudson Young. Hudson Young there, squeezing forward here. Hudson Young held. Appreciate you very much, Andrew. Some people are just Muppets, man. They can't understand loyalty and the truth. Tomorrow I'm tipping the Warriors to beat the Panthers. James Fisher-Harris playing against his old club. Indeed, Liam. You know what? Fisher-Harris? It could be, man. I mean, Fisher-Harris is not someone Mel's happy to have. I think Mel would gladly prefer to not have Fisher-Harris herself, but Fisher-Harris is going to be interesting versus the Panthers. Joining a good club. Well, he was at a good club, legend. He left a good club to join a good club. That's what he did, mate, Fisher-Harris. He's a fishy boy. He's a fishy boy. He's flipping, bro. West Tigers on the second tackle. Go around here. Gets to the right then. Sonia Taruva here. Taruva around now. Taruva was my anytime try scorer. Yet to score today here. And that ends up in the hands of the West Tigers as middleman there. Jerome Luai on the 5th, on the halfway line here. Kicks it forward now over to the far middle here. And on the 10-metre line, it's collected by Savage. Savagely rushing forward here. Runs around James Fisher-Paquel. Oh, my God. He takes off at lightning speed. 40. Halfway line. 40. Strange is going to take off. Luai with the crucial tackle. Strange gets stopped here. He doesn't know where to go. You should have just passed it, Strange. You should have just passed it and hoped. Just 15 out. Which way do they go? Then to the left. Fogarty to Chris. Chris over to Stewart, and the debutant will score. Canberra Raider 404. Tonight we're going to ball absolutely unbelievable. The Canberra Raiders have another tonight. And it's a bloody brilliant one too there, off of an incredible run. Weeks just took off, and there was no stopping him to Strange there. Once Strange goes down, I eat my words as the Stewarts will get a try. 10-0 now. Tyler, when is your birthday? It was a week ago, legend. Nearly? No, it was a few days ago. It was the 17th of June, legend. Now it's the 20th, 18, 19, 20th. So Thursday, Wednesday. It was on Tuesday, legend, my birthday. It was on Tuesday, Liam. TJ Sports was bought. I would have picked. Wait, are you Victorian? Yeah, I know, legend. It's so crazy for people to understand, Andrew, that a Victorian would have to at any point live in Sydney. You know, it's so crazy for them to understand that a Victorian that supports Queensland would have to live at Sydney at any point. Like, it's like they don't get that if I supported the Blues, then I'd be a traitor because I supported Queensland. You know what I mean, legends? Like, I'd be the traitor if I went for the Blues. At the end of the day, whether Blues win game 3 or not, I don't give a damn because, well, I do give a damn, but I don't really give a damn when it comes to who I support. Like, in terms of, like, the winner. I care about the winner. Okay, my head's just kind of losing it there. But I don't really, like, if Blues win, Blues win. You get what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, in my opinion, the worst thing you can be is somebody that jumps on the tail of what people say you should be, what you should do. In my opinion, if you don't violate any of the core specific rules, then go ape. That's my opinion on it. And as long as you're respectful about it too. And those that aren't respectful about it don't belong in the game. Nelson Wilkins says, what, 10-0? Yeah, 10-0, mate. Well, it's already 10-0. Yeah, mate, it's already 10-0, brother. Mate, Liverpool, you can always troll Liverpool anyways, legend. Feel free to troll Liverpool. I don't care, man. Liverpool can be as trolled as they want. As a Manchester United fan, I'd love that. Yeah, my birthday was good. Thank you, Liam. It was very good. My first para game as a 20-year-old on Sunday. The Canberra Raiders, Horsburgh, tackled by Tigers here. Oh, legends, they've got to lift their game. They've got to lift their game, the Tigers. You're the home team, legends, and you're not giving an atmosphere that says so. You've got to be a lot better than this. Takes off past the middle there. He goes. He's held back there. And Starling held on the 40 now for the West Tigers here. Tigers, they're pointing to their boots. He's like, look at my amazing orange boots as he gets smashed by Papali'i. Round the rear there to the 30 here. He's near. He's held. Appreciated SS Storm fan legend. You think Panthers beating Warriors tomorrow? I've got a strange feeling that it's not impossible, Nelson. I've got a strange feeling about that one. I haven't tipped it, but I got a strange feeling, legend. Oh my God, Raiders it's 6 more, legends. It's actually 6 more. What the heck? How's it 6 more? Canberra, right in front of the try line here. Spin around now, praising themselves with speed now. Held on the tackle there. We go to Starling. Joseph Tarpany then. Tarpany going around here. And Tarpany with a bit of a bear hug there from the Tigers defense here. Second tackle becomes the third year as Josh Papali'i will just take the tackle. I am 20 years old, legend. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the comments, guys. Even though they're a few days late, appreciate them. Fogarty with a good run. He gets it off to his supporting teammate there. And down it goes. Bye-bye, son. Bye-bye. Raiders, Starling here. Offloads now to Fogarty here. Fogarty kicks low. Down to the right here. He grubbers here. There's a rush of speed. And he's going to be taken out of play, the West Tiger. Just a simple play there. And they just took off when they got that 6 again off the bomb there. Canberra Raiders making sure the West Tigers were going nowhere there. Thinking you was 22. That's all good, legend. 20, mate. 20 years old. Officially in the 20s. No more teen at the end of my name, legend. Kicks it over to the left side here. And the Raiders fight themselves for the ball. Dream Buller takes on with no one around him. And he'll get to the halfway line nearly before going down. That is ridiculous there. Do my best, legend. Do my best. When you play against the Raiders' tough football team, when you have to attack down the edges like the Tigers seem to want to, yes, absolutely. It's a tough one, legend. Tigers, the 11 down to the right here. Held on the ground. Obviously, one of the Fanu brothers and Talon De Silva. Bad news for Tigers today. It hasn't been a great day for them. For their sakes, I hope they win this one. He's 20 but acts like a 30-year-old. Exactly, Andrew. Exactly. Over to the 30-meter line here. Held. Tigers is not going to NRL finals. Legend, I do not mind as a non-Tigers fan, but I agree. They're not playing finals. Luai goes in the air to the left here. The Raiders let it bounce now. Around it goes. And taking off there down the side. Skelton held. Tigers are going to lose. Well, I wasn't going to hide you, legend, but for that, can't really have a name like that. So, righty. All right. Anyways, but yeah, I do agree the Tigers are pretty poor. Why I got a feeling that De Silva's going to Newcastle because I think he is legend based on the rumours, mate. Apparently, Luke Garner's going to Eels. It looks highly possible, Nelson, but I do think it's unfortunate for some of our younger forwards. But at the end of the day, I just see it as more depth, more options, something we haven't had in the past. Young to Chris. Chris offloads over. Straight through the middle. Tom Starling kicks it low. For Weeks, is he taken out by Luai potentially? It's a knock on and the Raiders score. The Raiders score. Tommy Starling's got that one. 14-0. They give it play on there. 14-0 to Raiders. Tom Starling putting the star in the ling, as we say. Tom Starling, 14-0. And they've got some of the best number 9 combinations in the comp, the Canberra Raiders, between Tom Starling and Owen Patty. And on top of that, they also have another number 9 that can't really come to mind right now, but they've got 3 of them, legend. No, they've got Jaden Brayley. Yeah, they've got Jaden Brayley coming next year. How do you juggle that? Who knows? But what you do know is they've got one heck of a in-depth side to look at next year. Raiders v Bulldogs grand final. It would be the most unexpected but great grand final to see, Nelson. It would be. Para v Panthers. Para 6th. Panthers v 5th. Hopefully. Nelson, I would take that in a heartbeat, mate. Heartbeat. All right, legend? Like, not even hesitating. I would go, give it to me now, legend. All right? I would love every second of it, man. It would be the greatest moment for me to see that happen here. So Joseph Tarpany in the 13th minute, Jed Stewart in the 17th, and Tom Starling in the 23rd. This is looking ugly if it keeps going how it's going right now. De Silva under Bellamy would be crazy SS. I would like him at Parramatta personally. I'd love a rotation of him and Riley where Talon maybe's the 9, Riley comes as 14, and they kind of move about between each other. My boy Andrew wants Riley at number 9. I'm just saying that, like, if you were to mix them together, that's probably the best way you could do it while getting him to come based on his reasons for leaving the Tigers. Don't know if I'd take Gagai at Para, but yeah. Hello, legends. How are we doing? We are doing amazing, William Hunt, mate. You doing amazing, bro? You doing amazing? Is it okay stream for you, bro? Good to have you here. I'm doing fine, as they say. 58 votes so far in the poll, 71% sticking with Raiders, and I do not blame them with how this game is going. 26% have gone with the Tigers, and a draw is at 3%. Honestly, you guys have tipped the Tigers. At no point has this game looked like the Tigers are going to win, so mad respect to you. All right? You are some of the boldest tipsters right now because you're expecting the game to completely change on its head. And genuinely, that's worthy of respect. It really is. And here we go for the Tigers on the defense. Ata Mariota takes the hit here. Over to Tarpany now. Tarpany takes off there. What a gun. What a gun there. Joseph Tapine. You can never go wrong with him, can you, legends? You can never go wrong with Joseph Tapine there. And there's Horsburgh. Horsburgh, in 10 meters, takes the hit. In and about. And that's a move there from Hudson Young. The ground he goes. Now Starling. Past the middle, here they go. I hope for the sake of interest that the Tigers keep going. De Silva I don't really rate, but depth's good. Fair enough, Andrew. Fair enough. I do think that he's nothing crazy right now, but you got to remember potential's something, Andrew. Potential really is something. You know, there was a time where plenty of players in the past haven't been picked that should have for teams. You know, you'd be surprised some of the players that have been ruled not good enough and done well elsewhere. We've done it a lot with players, Legend. A lot with players, but yeah, De Silva's an interesting one. It's really up to who you ask, but with De Silva, we're buying potential, but Riley's already past it right now. You know what I mean? Like, who knows, you know? Remember Isaiah Papali'i, legends? Nobody actually knew who he was really till he came to Para. He played for Waz. Nobody really knew. He came to Para and became this superstar. You never know, but Para seems to have a way with that, and other teams have had that way in the past in their history. Who knows? Maybe Talon De Silva and Riley Smith will become one of the best hooker combinations you could have ever seen. I'm not saying that'd be the case, but that's what I'm going to hope for if we sign him. You know what I mean, legends? That's just how I go. I'm an optimistic supporter. Canberra Raiders. They're still 16-0 up for those wondering at home what the scoreline is and aren't looking at the scoreboard. Tigers take off through the middle now and held. Last time West Tigers played in the NRL Finals was 2011. Yeah, mate. Luke Brooks was still rated. Here's Luai. Through the middle now. The hay fiddle diddle. Luai couldn't break through it there on the 10 here. On fourth tackle now. Tigers go to the left side here. Fanu gets it over to Terrell May, who offloads it to Appy Coruscant. They want to try, I think, here. A try to get them in to the momentum, the swing of things, to change everything up. Go Para in that game, JK Stories. Go Para, mate. Over to the right here. They step around now. Mason and he will be tackled. That is fifth tackle. Are you kidding me, Mason? You're kidding me, bro. You were about to open up the game, but you didn't, bro. You didn't. You were about to, but you didn't, mate. You didn't do your job. You didn't do your job, bro. Bro. All right. Well, 70% getting there. Oh, we all know that feeling, William. Good to have you here. Good to have you feeling at least that bit better than you did at one point, legend. All right? Just keep working on yourself, and you should be better in no time, eh? A 16-point deficit right now. West Tigers on the defense here as Raiders go to their own. Oh, what a trip and load there, legends. Let's see if the Raiders can lock and load right back. Fogarty hits it over to the right. It's a good far kick and it ends up with the fullback there. Sidestepping forward. You know, only chasing 16 here, that's doable. What they got to hope for is that they don't allow any more in before halftime. That's when you get into dangerous territories of can you really do it? Can you stop it? Can you break by it? Or will it be too much for you to be able to handle? Big questions in rugby league we ask as we carry on. Past the halfway line here. Round the middle now, Coruscant. Crazy fact here from Jonathan Manson now in the chat. Love the moose photo, mate. Saying Wests have been inside the 20 meters for 3 minutes and 3 seconds and 0. Usually not a good sign. Usually not a good sign at all, Jonathan Mason. It shows you being a bit predictable, isn't it? Raiders round the air. They're appealing for a penalty right now, the referee. And they're going to say bobble out of their hands is the worst case scenario for Raiders. Are they going to challenge this or are they not confident enough with that one? Man flu or actual flu? Good one, Mel. Penrith 11, you love to see it. Oh, yeah. No, you live to see it, man. You do. You live to see it, brother. If you're not an Eels fan. I can't believe that fact that the Tigers have been in the 20 for that long and not scored a try. That is really concerning stuff. You got to do better than that. You got to do better than that. As a professional rugby league team, you can't be pulling stuff like that, especially not this far into the year where you should have clicked. Luai. Over to the right, feeds the scrum over to Mason. Mason, he comes around and dummies. Mason doesn't seem to want to pass the dang ball. Oh, the actual winner flew. Tyler, we don't want the Titans to win on Sunday. No, we don't, Liam. We never want the Titans to win, legend. Warriors 13 plus tomorrow. Let's hope for it, SS. Mariota with the tackle there. Set restart. Appy Chorus out to Terrell May. I think once Terrell May heard it, he ran alone there. Terrell May. Oh, that's a strip 2-1. And he can't believe it, the Canberra Raider there. He thought it was a 1-on-1 there, Horsburgh. Didn't end up working for him. Always the best stealing team in the competition. They're always at you with the ball, the Canberra Raiders. They let go and he pulled away. They tried. I tipped Titans 13 plus, and I tipped that you are wrong by 13 plus, legend. -5 tomorrow morning. Yeehaw. Oh, my God. -5, legend? Oh, my God. That's insane. All good, buddies, guy. Welcome to the stream. Tyler, will Zach Lomax play for the Parramatta Eels on Sunday night? Probably, legend. Probably. Chorus out. Set restart through the middle here. Remember to keep the topic on the game between Tigers and Raiders. I know it's hard, legend, but we got to do so. And good for you, legend. Good for you. Here they go. Coming onto the ball, Tigers. 8 minutes left in this first half here, legends. Tigers plays it a metre away to Appy Coruscant. That is a short run there. Terrell May loses the ball, they say. He's saying he didn't drop it, Terrell. Terrell's not happy. If he picks this up and it's Southern, this is huge. The ref screams that this is a knock-on. The player says otherwise, though. He should be repping Australia if he regave it this way, because it was definitely coming loose at one point. So who won on Wednesday? Oh, my God. It was so good, William. It was so good, brother. It was unbelievable, the feeling. Oh, Terrell May's not going to be happy with that decision. Into the leg. He's like, that's my leg, brother. It'd be difficult here. Now we go. Got to continue on with it. Tomorrow, I missed if you were heading to the center. Excellence. Probably not legend, but you never know. Canberra Raiders round the middle, but have a good night, Andrew. Queensland will. We can hope, man. Almost had an attack when Hammer knocked it on. Oh, yes, buddies, guy. Me too, mate. My real heart attack was the fact that the ref dared to say that a knock-on was a knock-on with that Ponga decision. That was not a knock-on. It was ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. But we got it in the end. Kiwi Lander won. Exactly, Mel. Exactly. That's some good defense there. Raiders to the left here. Horsburgh around now. Rushes forward here. Horsburgh held on the ground here. Raiders, 2 tackles left in the set. They go to the left now. And he loses the ball completely. Starpatoa now tapping forward here. Rushing with speed now. Can they keep going? Oh my God, nobody's tackling him here. Oh my goodness me. He's just going to run it all. And no, he's barely caught there on the 20. Gets to the right here. Hosking with the brilliant tackle to fix it there. In and Horsburgh for game 3 to fullback. I wouldn't mind that at all, buddies, guy, but it's up to the ref. I mean, not up to the ref. It's up to the coach, Billy Walters. Billy Slater. It's up to Billy Slater what we decide. Vanua Paul there. Held on the 10 here. Appy Coruscant goes to the right here. Mason. Toa. Gets around here. And Toa held right in front of the try line here. Gets it over to the left side now. Fainu, they keep running to Luai. Luai with the long pass to Bulle here. Skelton, the former Bulldog there, with the little tippy toe sidesteps here and held on the ground. Dewey to the right here. Luai gets it over to Appy. Gets it to Mason. Mason looks for the pass. He can't find it. All right, buddies, go. Good luck to your team. Raiders still have lapses now and then. Just as... Whoa, over to the right, and it's going to end up with Raiders off a pass here. Raiders still have lapses now and then, just as in last game they were behind 12-0. Exactly, Legend. You can have lapses, though, and win the games, all right? The problem is that Tigers, unlike Raiders, aren't having lapses. They're just not performing to a level that you need to beat a team like the Raiders. I know it's hard to believe, but the Raiders are firmly a top 4 side this year, how they're playing. It's very hard to understand, I think, if you're used to how the Raiders play, but for this year, no, it's just the truth, Legend. It's not a secret. It's how it is, mate. It is how it is, and it will always be as is. Or at least for now, it'll be as is. They're currently 16-0. It could be worse for them with the flatness they're playing at. Luckily for them, they do get the ball back due to a small Raiders lapse in judgment. Dream Buller just tries to fly over himself. Are the new entertainers? They are. Instead of the faders, they're the entertainers, mate. Mason, over to the left. Mason, Luai, dummy, gets it to Dewey here. Adam Dewey here around now. Adam Dewey held on the 10 now, getting around it here. Appy Coruscant there. Over to the right side here, gets it back here. Over to Mason, gets it to Dream Buller now. Stafford Toa, they cover it well here. Back to Buller again here. Buller, over to Terrell May. It's second tackle only, Legends, right now here. There's a lot of Masons around, but he's got Panthers win the war against the Warriors. Big call there, Legends. Against the defense, holding firm there. Terrell May held above the line. Is he? Is he held above the line? Yes, he is, just barely. Fourth tackle now. 2 left in the set here. They will have to bring it back up to the 10 here. In the Westpac red zone. Nobody wants to go grab the ball to get this back off again. Is it? Early happy birthday to him, buddies, guy. Early happy birthday. Melbourne Storm win by 50 against the Rabbitohs tomorrow night. I mean, it wouldn't shock me, man. It wouldn't shock me. Funny. Goes over to the right here. Jerome Luai. Kicks low. And the Raiders rush off with speed again there. Hudson Young here. Getting to the 30 before going down to the ground here. West Tigers, quick reaction speed there to defend it. It's not like there's zero defense. It's just no attack, in my opinion. No attack from them. The Tigers. Raiders have clearly done their homework, though. The 2 sides that the Tigers love to run down, absolutely closed off. A perfect display of clinical footy, offensively and defensively by the Raiders. Couldn't have put it better myself, John. Couldn't have put it better myself. Perfect display of both sides of the game that we love to see in the greatest game of all. Canberra Raiders over to the 30 here. No, we will win by 14. Instead of 50, Legend, win by 14. Exactly. That's the master predictor at work right there, using his wonderful mind to figure it out. Tom Starling gets it to the 10 now. Now Weeks to the left here. Getting on the door here. They're knocking hard here. They're knocking hard. They might break it down accidentally, the Canberra Raiders, if they're not too careful. 2 tackles left here. They go to the right. Now they go to the left here. It's Chris. And Sebastian Chris couldn't break through there. Sebastian Chris. Starling. Last play here. Bodie hits it. Hosking backwards, and it ends up with the Tigers again here. And it sits nicely there for Adam Dewey. The Raiders hang on here. Here we go. Tigers over to the left. Sewer is back with the wing. Let's go. That's a huge in for the Melbourne Storm, Legend. What a player Sewer is. What a great young player Sewer is, man. Oi! Terrell May brushes them off like nothing there. Bird to Befeather. It should be Tigers of a Claw. Brilliant. Taruva. To Luai. The 4 Peter. Gets it to Toa. It's a long one to Skelton. They're held to Skelter here. Skelter. He'll fall down the elevator and land on the 40 here. What a mighty fall it was. Then to the right here. Through the middle now, Tigers. Yep, there is just about over a minute left. Absolutely, Legend. Mason with a chance here, and he falls to the ground. I don't know if we're going to see the Tigers score this half. Not going to lie. Don't know if we're going to see it this half. I would welcome it to change up the game, but I don't know if we'll see it. About 1 minute and 50 left. There's about a minute left now, but I said when you left the comments, yeah, absolutely, legend. Absolutely. It's not over yet, but 16-0 is a daunting task when you're at halftime. I feel like they're going to have to come out with some level of confidence in the second half here. The Tigers can't be typical Tigers. They have to pretend they're the Panthers. And I don't mean this year's Panthers. I mean Panthers of previous years, the last 4 years. Forget this year and forget the year that they lost the grand final with pressure. Forget those. Remember the years that they were good and won it all. Hugh and Wishy. Oh, I'm confident you'll sign at least 2 of those, Legend. I don't know about what Wishy, though. I find it hard to see Hughes and Wishy and So going. Maybe Bears will sneak around So, but I think they'd be more likely to go around Wishy, not going to lie, if they were going to pick between the two. Hey, there's a kick there from the Tigers, and they knock it on. It's play on here for Canberra here. Savage. One of the fastest in the NRL, looking for a play. Kicks through low here. He's held off there, the ball. And it ends up with Buller here. Gets it back here. Raiders here. 3, 2, 1. Halftime here at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. The Canberra Raiders do lead 16-0 in the away enemy territory here. The capital is unstoppable. And now it's time for the TJC Sports Halftime Show. Cue the Betty Hill music. Oh, yeah. And there we go. Honestly, what an interesting game. Look, legends. I think it's pretty clear after this first half, unless the second half really changes it, this will not be the best game of rugby league that we see this round, hopefully. But credit where the credit's due to the Raiders. They're doing what they need to do this year, which is getting the job done in the games. It's not pretty, but they're getting the job done. And they're doing it very solidly. I think they've been all over the Tigers tonight. If anything, the Tigers should be looking at themselves with problems. The Raiders, really, for the most part, have done all that they need to at the moment. I think to win the game, they're going to want to get another try or two to solidify it, and they might even want to be the first ones to score in the next half. But, it's rough, man. You can't always tell with the Raiders, though. They're one of those teams where the second half can be the undoing of them. If there's a team, I'm going to put it this way, as much as we rate them this year, if there's a team that's going to mess it up in the second half, it's the Canberra Raiders. The Canberra Raiders. And maybe the Dragons, but we don't talk about the Dragons because it's not the Dragons' turn yet to be made fun of. I think that their turn is tomorrow, isn't it? I think they play someone tomorrow. They might not play, but I think they play tomorrow. No, they don't actually. They don't actually. They've got a bye. They play tomorrow versus the bye, legends. That's what I'm going to pretend. I'm going to pretend the Dragons play tomorrow versus the bye. Absolutely, it's happening. Hughes will resign us. He said he loves being at Melbourne. Yeah, no, Hughes will always resign with your legend. Isn't it crazy that the Gold Coast Titans let him go as fullback and he came to Storm and became a halfback? Crazy. Who was Eels' best player? Mitchell Moses, legend. No question. Jonathan Mason says, John, you can't always tell with the Raiders. There's been a long history through the 4 games, being good consistency. Indeed, Jonathan. Indeed. You can't always tell with this team. That's why I'm not writing them off yet. Absolutely. That's not... I can't. You physically cannot write off the Tigers yet because, yes, they're the Tigers. And yes, as Liam says here in the chat, they have been poor. But what have they also been? Playing the Raiders, who love to peak, all right? They love to peak at halftime, okay? They love to peak in that bit before falling off in the second half, all right? You put them on the creaky shelf and they stay on the creaky shelf for a few seconds before you realize, hang on, I don't know how to properly place it, make a shelf, and it collapses on top of you because that's what the Raiders are as a team. All right? Who is the best player? No Zach Lomax says JK Stories and more. No Zach Lomax. Shout out to Katika with the $2 donation in the chat here saying, up the mighty TJ Sports Halftime Show and the Eels. Appreciate it, Katika, mate. Hope you're having an incredible night, man. Cheers for the $2 dono. Always appreciated when people donate to the channel. JK Stories says Josh Adokar. Best player. I would not say Josh Adokar is the best player, legend, when Mitchell Moses is the make or break. Is Josh Adokar a good player for us? Yes, but I wouldn't even say he's better than Zach Lomax, legend, right now. I don't think it's fair to call him a bad player, but Mitchell Moses is arguably on the level of Nathan Cleary right now as a player. Right now, as he's playing at this point in time, the natural ability from those two. Okay. Do I think Fox comes near a Cleary player? Absolutely not, which is why I think Moses is better. Plus, without Fox, Para can win a game. Without Moses, well, people don't talk about without Moses with Para, do they? The best wingers, Lomax, but Josh Adokar the fastest and a very important player to us. In terms of our best signings this year, Iogi, I was talking about this earlier with the Andrew, the mod. Our best signings this year, we've got Samrati's been all right. Katoga's, he's iffy, but he's been okay. I think that he's still learning his trade with us. Jack Williams has been solid. Dylan Walker, can't get over Dylan Walker. Wow. Dylan Walker has been such an addition to us. Sorry for bringing it up, Mel. I know that it sucks that he left you early, but he has actually been a really good player for us. The best winger in all-time Panthers. Well, I mean, the current Toto has an argument for one day beat. Toto's got an argument to be up there, in the rankings. But I don't think I know enough about Panthers history, Legend, to tell you an exact Penrith Panther. Titans are a tough team to follow. Yes, they are, Legend. Trust me. I know a creator that's a mate of mine that has to deal with it. They aren't the worst team, in my opinion. They just need to get basics right. And that they just failed to do that, Legend, because they're not quite all there at the top, clearly. Ninja Time says, sup, TJC. Sup, Ninja Time. Long time no see, man. Good to have you here, bro. Hope you're doing absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, we missed you, Liam. It's going to be a great reunion versus the Titans. I've been watching Tanner Boyd playing Cup and he's killing it. Hopefully he kills it in the actual NRL too, because Tanner Boyd is a player that we looked at it, Mel. I believe in the off-season we looked at Tanner Boyd, actually, and we thought a little bit about him, because you asked me what's he like as a signing, and Boyd, he never misses, but he's a great goal kicker, all right? Halfback, 5'8", 24. I think he was 23 at the time when we were talking about it, and I just kind of said, he's still not hit that age where he peaks. He's not at that age where he peaks, so I was very firm on the fact that I reckon he had potential to do well somewhere else, but that was also a very big wish list, big on a wish kind of thing. Not any facts to back it up really, outside of him being a good goal kicker and having a lot of effort. But yeah, it turns out he'll probably be a great get for you when he actually gets to play. Don't get why he stayed. Don't get why he stayed with us. He probably just stayed with you, Legend, because he's loyal when he joins a team. He's stuck by the Titans despite constant droppings for years. I've been doing very good. Just had my birthday recently. Oh, so did I, Legend. I turned 20 on Tuesday. How old are you, Legend? Good for you. Late happy birthday to you, bro. I don't get why he stayed with Sam Walker in the New South Wales Cup. Yeah, but he hurt his thumb, Legend. Just went to the funeral last weekend. Rest in peace, Cowboys bought a $58. I took half of that comment seriously until the Cowboys Dolphins won. That practically was a funeral, Legend. Mate, absolutely. That's the funeral, but he re-signed, had the option to go. He probably backed himself, Legend, because Tanner Boyd, Mel, at the end of the day, the Warriors are a pretty welcoming environment, and he's outside of him wanting to stay at Titans, and then going to Warriors, I don't think he had many, I don't know how to put it, options, I guess. I guess he probably looked at Warriors and went, this is my best option where I think I can get a credible halves partnership role eventually. And that's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. I feel like he was looking in the long term when he stuck with you. And I think that you're gonna really, really enjoy his company in the future because he's looking good. Well, a good player let go by the Titans. A lot of good players, actually, SS Storm fan, but a good player that plays for you, SS Storm fan, is Jerome Hughes, who was a fullback for the Gold Coast Titans. That is the truth, Legend. That is the truth. People get surprised, remembering players that played for Titans. You know, there's another one. He's a Raiders player who used to play for the Titans, actually. And his name was Jordan Rapana, who played 5 games for the Titans, scoring 5 tries in 2008. How about that, legends? Tyler Cowboys were absolutely terrible. They were terrible, man. Did you notice that Shepherd Luai did before first kick? I saw that, man, but they didn't say anything about it, man. It's a shocker from the ref. I know what feeling Will's not as much this year, though. Not as much this year, though. Well, that's a relief for you. What good player let go for Eels? For Eels, bro? Where do I begin? Well, Pappenhausen could have been ours. He was in one of our really, really low-grade represent sides. We didn't get him. There was a time where we could have spoken to Luke Keir. He never did. Greg Marshy played for Wenty, which means there was always a hope we could have had him. Daniel Tupou was a full-on Parramatta junior. Daniel Tupou's a heartbreaking one that we lost. Lockie Galvin at one point trialed for us, never happened, being in our system. You could probably write a book with all the players Para could have had. Could have had, you know. So TGC, that's all good, SS Storm fan. Actually, I don't actually mind. I'm happy for you to have Pat Banausi because we have Iyongi, and I think he's going to be better in the future. I think Iyongi's got the potential for a top three fullback in the game, but like that's just my thoughts based on his age. He's doing things you just don't really see often for a fullback his age, especially when he's not playing in a Melbourne Storm level team. Sorry, Para. I love us, but we're not a Melbourne Storm level team. That's just the truth right now. Maybe that'll change in the future, but for now, that's not the case. We're not that way in how we are with the fan base, and we're not that way with how we are on the playing side either. All that's got to be worked out. 68% Raiders right now. I'm surprised no one's jumping on the Faders wagon at the moment here, even though the people that do tip Tigers are very brave souls. Right now at this point in time here. Happy birthday, TJC. Hey, appreciate it, Will. Thank you very much, man. Good to have you. First full week, Dylan. Finns are phenomenal this year without Wayne Bennett. Oh, they have been, William. Phenomenal. Wayne Bennett, bro. The difference maker. The difference maker. The Finns, the dark horse of it all. Cows, Finns are my 2 Aussie teams that I want to do well. Fair enough, Mel. Fair enough. I'll just cry in the corner with Parramatta. No, respect. As a Queensland fan daily, he should have put Pappenhausen in A. He should have, legend, but Dylan Edwards is trustworthy for the Blues. I just think that when they don't take those kind of risks, it can be a bit of a difference between how the two states play. Yes, Queensland pick and stick, but when they know there's someone that needs to be in a position, for the most part, they're in that position. That's just how it is, legend. Just how it is. Parry can be my completely forgot us. Stefano Utuekamanu. Yeah, Stefano Utuekamanu too. I knew Stefano, legend. I just didn't want to be here all day bringing up every single para person. But yeah, Stefano's another one, legend, 100%. Thanks, JK Stories. Appreciate it, man. Genuinely do. My favorite para players are Fui Fui Moi Moi, and because why not semi-trailers? The players that made me fall in love, all right? I remember when I was I was very little, could barely talk. My 3 favorite players. Who are your favorite players, all right? I had 4. Legends. I had 4 that I liked, but there was 3 that were very close. You know, I had Jabby Hay, which was just one I liked. Then I had Fui Fui Moi Moi, Semi Wadwadwa, and Tim Manor, or as I called him, Timmy Nana. Timmy Nana, legends. Absolutely loved those players. 2 RCG Panthers player. Yeah, but he didn't come from Para. So I spell his name. That's all good, legend. Rajra was one heck of a player, but he got done for things that I'm not really a big fan of. But at the end of the day, credit to him. What a player he was. I will never forget how much of a legend he was for me growing up. All right? I will never forget that. Even with the off-field stuff, on the playing side, we'll always love him for that case. I remember McLean used to be a Storm player. Yeah. You'd be really surprised sometimes. I still scare people when I know some facts. Like Sean Lane playing one game for the Warriors, Mike Acimo playing for Panthers in the junior system. It scares people to know some of the stuff I know. Angus Crichton, many people say he came from South, but he came from the Roosters juniors to the South juniors to South to Roosters. So in reality, he actually went from Roosters to South back to Roosters, as much as people don't know that fact as well. Jackson Ford, Dargans, obviously. Yep. That's a Storm fan. Always some very interesting facts. Anyways, legends, that should be the end of the halftime show, legends. Let's bring on the second half here. Hopefully, it's even half, no pun intended, as entertaining as the first, legends. Let's go. If you enjoy the stream or are enjoying the stream, remember to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new as we chase that 5.2K. Let's go here. The Canberra Raiders looking to escape that nickname of Faders. A confidence that would require the ego of an elephant. They must stop the competition on their tails. Mate, how's that knock? How's that knock on stealing gutted? Raiders too solid on the line. They're too solid. They're too solid, man. It's going to be really tough for the Tigers, but we welcome them to do it in this second half here. Anyways, here we go, legends. Canberra Raiders from behind the halfway line here to take off with speed. It's the kickoff here. Far over to the right they go now, and it ends up with the hands of Jerome Luai. Luai passes short to Terrell May then. Terrell May on his way round here. Terrell May held on the ground. Oh, Hindmarsh. What's that doggy's name? El Masri and Halligan back in the day. Twinkling your mum's eye. Absolutely. Those players were unbelievable. Good times, legends. I miss those times. Now we're in these times, and these times are fine, but those times were really nice for watching rugby league, weren't they? Around the middle here, got a bit of rugby league content lined up. Obviously, it's been a bit iffy in the last few weeks and that, but that's not intentional. That'll be improved. West Tigers now. Terrell May past the halfway line here. It's going to become fifth tackle now. Canberra Raiders with a good, solid piece of defense there to hold them out in it here. On the ground they go here. Shout out to all of you. 95 votes so far. Will we hit 100 in this stream here? Over to the left here. And the Raiders couldn't take off. Very good take there from Stewart there. Ricky's kid. And I always thought it was Chevy that was going to take off. Not a competition though. Both doing their father proud. Plenty of pressure, not easy Raiders here. Around the middle, I think both teams are under about as much pressure here as it stands at the moment, legends. As the Canberra Raiders have the pressure of maintaining the lead, the Tigers having to chase back the lead. 16-0 is one of those ones where it's so doable that fans will be frustrated, but so tough that also the Tigers will have to bring their A game. A line ball pass to the Raiders starting prop here, held on the 40 now. Last play now is Fogarty will hit it over to the left side here. Titan's my favorite player. You reckon, Katuku? Not a bad shout, man. Players that played there, former teams. Yeah. Brisbane over Geelong, 46-23. How does that happen when they win the last match by 100 points? I don't know, Jonathan. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro, but it happened, bro. It happened. Yep, Jet Stewart got a try. Yes, he did, legend. And now Louis Fainu over to the left side. Short ball here. And just couldn't break through. But that's better from the Tigers. They actually hung on to the ball that time. Terrell May. Arms out. He's going. Doosh, 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 doosh. Gummy. Ha! 25 out here. Happy Coruscant to Luai. I just want to douche, douche, douche. I just want to douche, 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 douche. 15 out now. Was that Slater? No, it wasn't. It was Badu. Over to Mason. Hits low for Taruva to chase it now, and Stewart will just take it out of play. He has defended Taruva like his life depended on it tonight. What a talent he could be. Surely you let him keep his spot in the future if he can do this for a few games, bro. What a debutant right now.
Just got to be patient at the moment. Heath Mason, I think it's pretty clear to see with Heath Mason that he's not quite where Lockie Galvin is, but he's got potential. I think it's clear with Mason. And it makes 10 and the Tigers knock it on. The Canberra Raiders get the ball back here from the goal line dropout. Yeah, he did Fenella too, bro. Fenella too signed with the Dogs, legend. It's just the timing there in the crease and they mess it up, Tigers. You got to feel for them. You really do. It's just the little things that they don't do. Mate, at this point, SS, I'm convinced the Dogs are going to buy rugby league. I remember Lachlan Fitz giving it up. It's his career over there in the UK. Do you, legend? Sweet. So far, play the balls. 11 for the Raiders. They go for the middle. The middle. I feel for the Knights fans. Not me, legend. If we 101, I would, but not me. Just kidding. I know it's tough for them right now. But at least they've got Dom Young back. I think that's a huge boost for them. I'm here, Peekaboo. Peekaboo, NRL and it's Peekaboo, buddy. Hello. How you doing, little guy? Good to see ya. Welcome to the stream, mate. Good to have you here. Back around to the right here. Last play. Bodie hits it, and on the 10, it's collected by the Tigers. Those kicks, they pack a punch, man. And he took that punch like a champion. Fogarty, one of the last halves this year you'll want to play. He's just so solid. He's so solid, legends. Just too solid, even. He's so solid. A pilot. G. Oh, yeah. If Adam O'Brien's not under pressure, then they're making the mistakes Parra did with Brad Arthur, legend. All right? They've got to look at that stuff, man. At the end of the day, as much as we appreciate these guys and what they do sometimes for your club, they're not, how do you say? They're not what you'd call unstoppable, unsackable. Like as much as they're on a lot of money, they're on a lot of money for a reason, and they've got to play for that money. They've got to coach for that money. Adam O'Brien right now, as much as he feels like he's got the Knights' trust and that, if he can't get the team to lift up to where he wants, who knows? It might be a problem within fully with the atmosphere he's created. But it's just not working anymore. Sometimes you need a fresh face, and for me, I feel like they need that. But that's honestly just my opinion. I loved Brad until it just was too much. And you just have to move on. Scared to see you did, Adam. It's good for you, mate. Legend, can I say something about Zach Lomax? You mean that he did a bad? As long as you keep it with a lack of swears and respectful, absolutely, Krishab. Saturday rugby NRL tomorrow. Yes, yeah, mate. Saturday tomorrow should be good, legend. Canberra Raiders. Over to the right here. And about to the 30 now. They flip up and down there. Mariotta gets to the ground here. Now 30 away to the right here. Savage. Weeks. They go around here. Great pass. Great step. Hosking. Then to the left here. Down the short side on the last here. They open it up with a short kick now. It's Strange. It's calling. Oh, my God. It's a try for Ethan Strange who called for that. If he gets it down, it's a sure try. It's up to the referee, though. Tulagi was. We can only hope, legend. He did do bad kicking, Krishan. He did do bad kicking. No doubt about that. Knocks it on, Savage. Yeah, Ethan Strange. Here we go. Ethan Strange knocks it on, legends. There you go. There you go. Absolutely no try. 100% the right call there. There we go. Canberra Raiders. Round the left side here. They keep forcing forward now. They have to score first. They have to score first, the Tigers, with how this game's going right now. I don't see them being speedy enough for any other option. Up the wire, says Katuka in the chat. Eve Mason. Around to Terrell May with the energy to go forward. He gets by the halfway line now before going down here. Zach Hoskin getting off him now. They did. Back to Luai. Gets it over for there. A lot of young players to build around for these teams. They just seem to keep getting in each other's way, overrunning the pass here, the West Tigers. And then it's Mason's. Oh, he's flipping around there, Mason. Something tells me he wouldn't be very good at Uno with that run. Set restart. Happy Coruscant to the left here. They gave a 6 again just to feel bad about his Uno plays. Kurt Catewell was brilliant for Queensland on Wednesday night. He was, Liam. That's why I hope he gets picked again, and he probably will be, assuming there's no injury, Liam. Paul, a good play off him there. Tigers backline ain't deep enough. They ain't deep enough, are they, Hatuku? They ain't deep enough. They're too far at the front. Fadu here. Latu to Samuela. Halfway through the set, to the right here. Luai with the job. Saifar's going to score for the Tigers. And that's just what they needed in the bounce back here. The eye of the Tiger has the eye on a lead here. The other one is closed right now, ready to wait until it's clawed it back from the Raiders who have stolen it. They are the eye thieves, the Canberra Raiders, and they're looking to dip it in milk. Unfortunately for them, the glass of milk is not filled with milk yet. And that's just class, that play. Luai to Saifaf there. And you can see a Faf there. It's a fast, it's a try. Jerome Luai says goodbye with that one. Did their best to kick it away. Just couldn't work out for them there. 16-4. They've looked a little better in the second half, but that just might be the Raiders. They really needed that heading into the start of this half here. All of a sudden, this doesn't feel so bad, does it? If it's 16-6 in a moment here, feels very tight, actually, if that's the case for the scoreline in this one. And that's footy, baby. Adam Dewey. From in front. Waiting for it here. And he's got it. He's got it through the middle there. The hay fiddle diddle, too easy for him. 6-16, only a 10-point gap now. Go Raiders, says Nathan Segura. Jerome Luai was excited for that Saifaf try. He was, SS. He was very excited, Legend. Nathan Segura says, go Raiders. Well, Legend, you won't be too happy with that try, but right now you will be happy with the result as they maintain their lead for now. 2 tries it's going to take to change that as well there. Good stuff for them overall here. Tino is backing up for the Titans on Sunday night. He is, man. He is. He is Tino Masuamali, but you know who we got backing up? Our main boys. Well, our main boy, because Mitch Moses is injured. So our main boy Lomax. We don't have our best player, Moses, but Dean Hawkins is the GOAT, man. Hawkins is fine. As I said in my blog, who needs Moses? We got Hawkins, baby. Luai. Back over to like that. Jerome Miller now. Held on the ground here. And when you think you've won, that can be all the difference once a try gets bounced back here. The West Tigers now with the opportunity to change the game on its head. The crowd is getting behind them here. The Tigers just have to be a little less predictable and run with some speed and commitment. Plays it on the last now. Api Coruscant. Luai. Kicking it high there. That is wonderful. Matt Burton would be jealous. It's around the Raiders and the Tigers. They couldn't figure it out here. And it's collected by Raiders just about there down on the ground. Yep, Josh and Dean, bro. Josh and Dean. Josh and Dean. Anyways, Legends. Tackle 0. 28 minutes and a half left in this game here. Raiders to the left now. As Big Man Lee Hawkins was brilliant. That's why I'm happy to have him in this game, Legend, because he was brilliant in that one. Luai seems to have lost a little of his grubbiness since he became a Tiger. Seems to be the case, Mel. He's still a bit of a grub, and he loves to still be a grub for the Blues. The eye gouge. I don't care what Kurt Mann said. All right? It won't change how the internet feels. All right? And for me, even if it's not an eye gouge, he has his hands around the eyes, You know, fingers digging in there. It's a dangerous kind of tackle to do and worthy of a penalty. Could have been a bidding, honestly, how it looked on camera. Please, Tigers. Please, Tigers, says Nathan. Please. Sunya Taruva now. Down the right side here, Taruva. Sunya Taruva takes the tackle. On the ground he is. Then to the left side, Mason. Gets to start with Toa. This all looks easier than it actually is, legends. Yeah, we do. We have Kurt Mann. Man is the man, brother. Around the middle here, the easy way to go now. Here they go, to the right here. Sunya Taruva now. Keeps on fending forward, and Taruva held on the ground here. Back to the left end. The West Tigers here. Jerome Luai. Oh, Adam Dewey has taken off. Adam Dewey has taken off. 12! 12! 12! Oh! That would have been amazing. Back to the right. Get it to Taruva. He's going to go alone. Toa scores. Stafford Toa. And the West Tigers are coming back, baby. They are coming back. 10-16. Kick to come here. The Raiders are becoming the faders once again. Luai getting into their heads as always here. Oh. 10-16. Nice little swivel and turn there. Absolutely brilliant. Reach around behind it, runs around and grounds the ball. Comeback is real, legends. It's real. It's more than real. It's ridiculously real. It could not get more real than it is right now. At this point in time, it is so real that real shouldn't even be a word that can describe how real it is. And 71% of the audience is now panicking, going, oh no, I think I could be wrong with this one. Could be wrong. West Tigers, beautiful play on that left-hand side. Watch this, Luai. And Dewey just broke through them. It's like they weren't even defending. Probably shouldn't have gone to Alex Twal. But, you know, in the end it worked out because the Tigers scored down the right. Jerome Buller or Alex Twal, which way do you go? You pass to Twal. Well, to be fair, Twal would be way more legendary. If Raiders lose, I'll be happy because Storm are forfeit at the moment. I want them to lose. Fair enough, SS. Tigers. Take the kick. Hey! Blow the horn of approval. Oh my goodness me. I feel like a 2 is 02. Ugh. Like far out, legends. Absolutely crazy. Anyways, legends, we're just waiting on the finish it. Yeah, we'll all pass to 12, but at the end of the day, he was never getting there from that kind of speed away. Where is Benji Marshall? Benji Marshall would be in a box, legend, Liam. Benji Marshall would be in a box because that's where the coaches sit, legend. Who needs clearing where you got Papali goal kicking? Exactly. Who needs him, man? I don't need him. Do you need him, legend? Because I don't need him. I don't. Tigers. Ready to the left here. Bird gets it to Luai. Back to Dream here. The Dream to the 40 then. To the 40 he goes down now. Held about. He runs around here, legends. And that was a very loose carry there. He had the ball up. Feels like there was a hand in there, but they can't challenge that. So it'll be a knock on. I think they're a bit unlucky, but I'd say he still had to hold that. It all comes down to defense at the end of the day, though. Big play to come up. Should be legendary. Back to the left here. Congrats on the win, Tigers fans. Great stream, TJC. I mean, they haven't won yet, legends. They haven't won yet, but good on you. They haven't won yet. They haven't won yet. Cheers, though, man. Over to the right here. Around they go. The Canberra Raiders get to the 10 here. Now to the left. Smippies. Goes to Fogarty. Fogarty. Now the far left here. Stewart could have a double. No, he doesn't. Stewart stopped 5 away from the line. Chris. Now Fogarty. Short ball. Mariotta here. And then Mariotta on his way. Down low to the ground he goes. Safe up over the top. Back over to the right here. Last one now in the set. They get in the kick. Tamoka in the kick. And it's going to be a goal line dropout. Bowler had it. He was well positioned there, but they just kicked straight to him. Too easy. And the Tigers do not get the luck with the lolly bag. It's all the terrible vomit flavors, legends. All of them. Goodness. Well, Bullers always target of the short drop off for the Raiders have it. Starling gets up, goes around here. Canberra Raiders ready to show the Tigers how it's done here. 16-12 at the moment. Fogarty. Hosking back through the middle here. Zach Hosking held. In Canberra next year, man. Sick. 16-0 lead at halftime. Now down to 4 for the Raiders. Smithies. Short to Papali'i here. Round to the left side here, Starling. Mariotta! Good take there. Good take there. The Tigers, brilliant defense there to hold him out here. 2 left in the set here. Starling away to the left now. Fogarty gets it to Strange. What a strange pass that was there. Now Sebastian Chris held. It's my opinion. Well, probably legends if you didn't play this year. They're kicking. It's back and Luai and Dewey gets it. Backwards. He gets to sprint off. It was risky and it was lucky, but it worked out. Dewey still going around Adam Dewey. Gets to the 40 now. Adam Dewey on the ground now. Now Jarrell Skelton going around. He's to blame for that. Maybe, Mel. Maybe. Maybe it is all on Ricky. Round to the right. Listen to the crowd, Tigers. Lift up for them. That's your people. That's what you represent. There are many Wasps fans willing the Tigers to hang tough and score another try. Could be the comeback season. Could be, man. I wouldn't say comeback of the season necessarily, but it'd be one heck of a comeback. Luai. It'd be in contention. Luai. Down the left here. Took the line on. I think Paris comeback versus Dragons was pretty big. For extra play, it's an extra tall kick. Backwards, Taruva hits it. Ends up with Stafford Toa, still the last here. Just says, get out of my way. But Taruva, backwards. Oh my God, it's just a tease right now. It's just a tease. A good effort there from Stafford Toa. It's willing to Tigers. Screwed over try. The Tigers win here last year in an afternoon game. Tigers won 46-20, I believe. Well, lucky for them, SS, all right? History must be on their side, that legend. Canberra Raiders past the 20 here. Watch this from the dummy half here, Kobe. We go to the right. Patty. Owen Patty just looks like an absolute monster in that position. Lightning kick there to the right here, and it ends up perfectly in the hands of Dream the Dream Builder. And back around here, we got another one. Again, Dream steps around here. Now move. Now move. How dare you, it's 1,000 plus, 1,000 plus. Canberra Raiders. Hold him there. Now to Sunya Taruva on the right here. Taruva kept back past the halfway line now. Tigers, Appy Coruscant, two-time premiership winner. Goes to Luai. Goes over, short ball to Finu here. Links up with Dewey. A bit lucky there. Stays alive here to Terrell May. Fourth tackle here. Sprinting through the line here. He keeps going here. Finu, he wants to go alone now. And it's going to be fifth tackle. I reckon they attack to the left here, the Tigers. No, they're going right. Here's the last here. Backwards, a boot challenge. Doesn't matter, legends, what the call was there. It'll be a changeover. And with 18 minutes to go, the Raiders get the ball back here. Lucky days for them. Lucky days. It is rugby league history. It is. They're faders. They're faders. They can't escape the faders allegations. And maybe I'll do a backflip. Maybe they'll do a backflip. Just maybe. It's a possibility. It's a small possibility. A chance. 1 in a million. Latu, very skilled there. Oh, far out. Well, what I gotta say is that this Friday game is a classic Thursday kind of game, isn't it? Is it not, legends? Righto. Let's get on with it. 17 minutes left. Ricky stays. You can go. Was this kind of legend, but this is out. This is outside. I don't know. I felt like Dragons were a lot more dominant over Para before Paras, which made Paras more epic because it was around the same score a little more, maybe. But this is definitely up there as an interesting one. I think it's a little less impressive when they're known as the Faders, but yeah. Here we go. It goes to Samuela down the left here. To be fair, 13th place playing second place is pretty big. Now Fadu to Drew Muller. They're shooing it around here. Plays the ball here. Stafford Toa, quick play of the ball. Kicks it between the Raiders. They seem a little confused. Canberra knock on. Accidental offside from the Raiders, actually. Accidental offside, Tigers scrum feed. Now I'm faded something else I don't want to be. Ricky stays, you can go. Well, the Tigers, they're playing like there's a minute left to play. You got to keep your cool. Got to stop changing your speed, tempo of your run. You got to be better than this. 15 and a half minutes left in the clock in this game. West Tigers defeated the scrum here. Latsi Fadu goes to the left here. Jerome Luai gets around them there. And Luai held it at big effort on Luai. That's going to be a penalty, actually. Luai plays for it. Goodness me. Time off. Just the penalty right there. God, Fadu. He's just got that build, doesn't he? Just look at him. Perfect build. Rugby league build and a half. Haven't seen a build where I think like that since Taumalolo. And obviously, that says a lot. Taumalolo, if you don't remember, Streets will not forget the best. Taumalolo at his peak. Scary player, legend. Scary player. Buller, down the left here. Sasagi with the tackle here. Tomoko there. Gets it to Luai. Round to the right here. Terrell May now. Through the middle now. Take the too difficult decision. I'd say the try is probably the smarter option, but yeah. Just kidding, Mel. Warriors 13 plus. Around the middle here. Fighting with the dummy here. Josh Papali'i gets in. Papali'i and Tapani again charging in. Work together well. Terrell May to Luai. Gets it to Dewey. The pass went away from them a little. Dewey dips across field and puts a kick in for Taruva, who I don't think was ready for it. And a repeat set here coming for the Tigers. Nathan says, Raiders activate. Go, 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 Canberra Raiders. Go, go, Canberra Raiders. Here they go. Go, Canberra Raiders. They're the Green Ranger. He's the Green Ranger, legends. They're the Green Rangers, the Canberra Raiders. Canberra Rangers activate. Triforce. Let's go. Raiders go short here. Tigers back themselves over to the 20 now. Tigers have got it, luckily for them. Happy Coruscant. Faidu. Here's Sione Faidu now. Rough and tumble here. Should be a good game tomorrow. Lots of Panther supporters here. Can't wait for it, legend. Can't wait for it, Mel. Luai to Dewey. Should be a great time. Go switch out to TD support. He supports the Canberra Raiders, Liam. The Canberra Raiders. Luai to Terrell May. And there's May. Held on the ground here. Terrell May. Happy Coruscant. 12. Luai. Faidu. Dribble. Tigers have got it. Tigers have got it. They reached the line. Surely. No, he didn't. He didn't. He was short. It's the last Terrell May, and they scroll over Tigers. The ref comes in. Forward pass. Forward pass. If he didn't get that, he was super close. I'd like a freeze flat frame on it. So unfortunate for Tigers here. They were humming. They were humming in that play. Another momentum shift. Patience required. Tigers. Couldn't have put it better myself, John. Patience required. I'm not going to lie. I feel like over 16 will win this game, how this one's going. It's about Canberra Raiders holding them out for a half. These are the tough games Canberra have managed to hold on to in past ones this year. Lucky for them, except for the Dogs game. But we don't talk about the Dogs game. That was uniquely poor from them. That was a uniquely classic there. Canberra Raiders down the left here. Good for you, eating a Parramatta Eel sponsor. Then to the right, Tarpany goes around here, looks to the 40 there, couldn't find it, held on the line, he just got that one. Back to the right here. And now we go, Savage, kicks low here, Canberra Raiders. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, that is a complete mess. Lots of bounces, went forward at some point. There was surely a knock on at some point too. That was a plus. I changed my tip. 1,000 plus sledge. All good, SS Dog fans. See ya. Nothing value was lost. All right. The Raiders hold the Tigers here. Over to the right here. Gets it over by to the halfway line now. Sione Faidu now. Plays the ball for the Tigers to 12. 10 minutes remaining as 12 forces forward here. Game on the line in Campbelltown. It doesn't get much more pressuring than this. Now Bullard to the left here. NRL try. And also, legends, a fact I did not know. Is it fate that round 16, 1988, Ricky Stewart grabs his first try for Raiders. Round 16, 2025, his son does the same. Looking for a way through here. The West Tigers. Panthers game, legend. Should be, John. Should be, mate. Should be streaming that. Now Faidu to Luai. Luai with a low kick. And Raiders in the corner just about get it. Less than 10 minutes to go. And he's going to go in for a goal line dropout here. The Tigers with a brilliant effort. With less than 10 minutes to go. Probably about 9 minutes by the time we kick off the goal line dropouts. We have a huge opportunity for the Tigers to flip the game on its head. They've already done that, arguably, but the scoreline to be flipped on its head. Short drop off again, or do you just go long, back yourself to hold the defense? You go long and back yourself to hold the defence. That's what the Raiders reckon here. Goes past the halfway line. Not a bad kick there from Jamal. Who wins this game, says Bernard. Well, it's not decided yet, Legend. I think it could go either way here, man. My tip was the Canberra Raiders, but I'm not looking forward to whatever this next 8 minutes or so entails for me, Legend. I'm not enthralled about it. Oh, Raiders. What a collection there. The Tigers lose the ball here. Now over to the left there. Now around they go here. Canberra Raiders held on the 20. Gets it over to Sebastian Chris now. Sebastian Chris around here. And Chris held on the 30. Then to the right here, Owen Patty goes. E.B. Williams to Tabro. Hey, E.B. Williams, your name looks familiar. Hello, mate. Welcome to the stream. And on the 30 here, the Tigers defending hard here. This has definitely been the Tigers' 40. It just hasn't been their 80 yet. Opposition 5 from 17. 5 meters away. Hoisting it high to the left here. It ends up with the Tigers. Savage. Is that a hair pull? That's a hair pull there. That's a hair pull there on the Canberra Raider. Yeah, no, he pulls Savage's hair. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. I think he should get in trouble for that. I think he could get in trouble for that, Legends. Yeah, you get penalised for pulling someone's hair usually. I don't think you can overturn the decision. The rain. Yeah. 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 Nah, the commentators don't agree, but I don't know how you don't see what they're saying. He's tackled and he's on the ground, and then there's a hair pull. I don't know if I want anything more than a hair pull penalty, but I definitely think that, unfortunately, right, as much as you love plays like that, that's the game. You can't pull hair. Correct decision. So aggressive. If the Titans can retain some of their kids in their system, they could build something for the future. They could. Absolutely, they could, E.B. Williams. I think we've got a huge future coming up that people probably are ready for, but aren't. Over to the left here. You can't seriously think he could just pull someone's hair like that, people. Josh Papali. Now to the right. I don't agree with Gus here. Here the Raiders. Held on the 10 here. Back over to the left. They keep forcing with it. Horsburgh. It would surely be a winner if the Canberra Raiders could find their way over here. Corey Horsburgh. Raiders away from the line to the right here. Looking for the pass. There's 6 more tackles coming up for them here in the ball. Canberra Raiders. Owen Paddy to the left. Something when he put his Savage hair. Yeah, he was. He was, mate. He was having a laugh with it. The Tigers fan base so loud right now for their team. The Canberra Raiders, they're complete enemies here at this stadium, but I think they're okay with it. They embrace the energy of being the enemy, and they look to make the difference here. Pamper Jr. there to the left. Round to Strange. Strange to Chris. Chris held. Good tackle. Kachoa. Lenya there also. And Fogarty's going to hit it. Fogarty with a kick to Luai. There's contact. Luai loses it. Luai, did he drop it backwards? Tigers have it. Balls. Yeah. And Tigers do have it through May. Luckily enough for them. Smashing forward here. The Raiders are forcing a goal line dropout. Absolutely brilliant. 5.5 minutes left. The Tigers might want a short kick off this. They might want a short kick off this. What a tight game now. And the second half has really lived up to expectations better than the first half. Skelton is using what he learned at Canterbury. Oh, mate, 100%. That's classic Bulldog, the way he played there. But not a sin bin. Absolutely not a sin bin job. But, right, the hair pull and down, I don't see what Gus means when it can't be an overruled decision. It's overruled because even if you don't give a penalty, he's tackled fairly, and then the player's grabbed by the hair. It's the right decision. And we have a flick pass here. How to play it goes. I don't know if Rookie's enjoying that little bit of play. Cool. TJ0, I think. That's 2018 or 2019. Not sure. Yeah, I do remember Anthony fullback. Anthony Milford, legend. Imagine if Jed Stewart match winner. Imagine SS Storm fan Jed Stewart. Alrighty. Sunya Taruva. Over to the right. Terrell May. There's Paulie. Over to the left side now. Fighting to Luai. Gets it to the 30 now. 4 minutes left here. Coruscant to the right here. Now Fadu finds the pass. Couldn't find it, held. Oh, he did very fast, Anthony Milford. Very fast. He got big money and was never heard from as an amazing player again. Finds Paulie. Kind of like Jason Tamalolo, who was almost the face for ages, and then it just switched off. When it's said and done, I think Tigers have come very far in this year in terms of fact. Oh, absolutely. There's no denying E.B. Williams how far they've come, legend. All right? No denying that. They're just not quite at a level where we take them seriously as challengers, you know. And I say that as an Eagles fan. I'm no stranger to how my team is. They're still building too, but you're improved. No doubt about that, the West Tigers. And I feel like anybody that tells you the Tigers haven't built something better this year than they've had the last 3 years is just a hater. It's just the truth. The Tigers, Blind Freddy could see it, all right? I think the worst NRL coaches could see it. I'd say Jason Tamalolo was good less than 10 years ago. Less than 10 years ago, legend. He was good up until like 2019 for me. And then the worst happened, you know, and he's just kind of not the same. But yeah, he declared very fast. Australia played a bigger journey. We had being shopped around to different clubs. Maybe he just peaked at the wrong age demographic, legend. Fody hits it to the left. And on the 10, Taruva gets it. Taruva takes it. And down he goes. 90 meters now. Required. 2 minutes to go. That's the task of the hour for rugby league here. Can the Tigers do it? Says it should be able to hold on, but they won't be impressed with the set 40 display. They won't be. They won't be, John. They won't be happy with that. Toa. Looking in for their own set of 6 here. For a caution to the wind here. You got to try something, Tigers. Now Bulla. Bulla gets to the 30 here. Burgundy does well there. How long is he allowed to hold him? That was a penalty there. Taruva. Last play here. Luai. Kicking for Julie. And Raiders knock it on. Raiders knock it on. Weeks knocks it on. With a minute left, Jerome Luai puts up a 200 IQ play there. Oh, my God. I won't tell him, man. I won't tell him. I think Queensland's greatest year was 2015, usually because of our a great time. The greatest. A great time indeed. Zeb Cooper Bayard, Sammy Stevenson signed the PNG team and leave the Titans. Wouldn't shock me either, E.B. Williams. Oh, my God. We're waiting on it here. Waiting on it here. Is the player offside? The challenge is successful. Offside. The Raiders will get the ball and hopefully be able, with 1:25 to hold out. That is such a let-off for them. The Tigers are going to be devastated over that one. And there we have it. And now Fogarty, here he goes. Tigers still trailing by 4 Canberra. Here we go. Over to the right here. Look round. Here they go. Pushing forward here. Canberra Raiders forward now. Tomoko held on the ground. Round to the left. 1 minute left here. Through the middle they run. They'll just look to take up as much time as they can. His heart is broken. Oh, it's in 1 million pieces, legend. 1 million pieces. Tapane. In and around here. 40 seconds left here. Canberra Raiders, congratulations on your win at the moment here. Down to the last 30 seconds here. Raiders scoreless in the second half. They led 16-0 at halftime. Are they going to hang on here? The Green Machine. 5th tackle, Tapane. He'll turn it over. They'll have one shot. An opportunity for a Hail Mary to go the entire length of the field. Time's not back on. 15 seconds on the clock. Can they conjure up a miracle? It's the Tigers, legends. Luai kicks it, keeps flowing. Raiders are just going to collect this, and that's full time. Raiders win 2-1. Ding, 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 ding. Ring, ring, ring. Bing, bing, bing. The Canberra Raiders are victorious for the Tigers at full time here. 12-16. Full time at Campbelltown. They just could not do it. The first half was too much for them. Hard luck, Benji. With Brayley coming to race next year. Owen Patty. I don't know how Owen Patty isn't being talked about to move right now. He needs to move. In my opinion, he needs a loan at least somewhere at the moment. Good night, legends. Good night, William. Thanks for watching, legends. If you enjoyed the stream, consider hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another legendary stream. Appreciate you all for watching. Gonna be a legendary time. Have an amazing night.